And I know there's bad cops out there. We know that. We know there's cops who's evil. Man, there's evil people in every industry preaching all that stuff. But man, not every killing of a black man was because of a bad cop. Some of that is because we have not taught our children to be, watch, obedient to authority.
So apparently Philip Anthony Mitchell said something that done set the internet off again, huh? Let's check it out.
Man, the laws are tough, but they obey. The laws are difficult, but they obey. The law was creating the ethic, watch, of being submitted to authority. He was teaching us, watch, not to be rebellious towards authority, but to give Caesar what you owe him. To not be rebellious towards authority. That we have to learn to be model citizens that follow ordinances. Like I remember when I was 15 and I was walking down the avenue, Hollis. I'm walking down Hollis in Queens. And I remember an Italian officer, man, he drove by me in his car. He looked me in the eye and I looked him in the eye. We made eye contact and I kept walking. He came around the block, jumped out the car, grabbed me by my neck, smashed me up against a brick wall, and he put his Glock to the back of my head. Watch. And then he said to me, watch, say something. No phones, no iPhones, no cameras, no recording. And his Glock is pressed up against my head. Say something. Watch. Now in that moment, I hear the voice of my mother all the time harassing me. Oh, son. She's Trinidadian. Oh, son. Obey the Holy Spirit. Oh, son. Obey God. Oh, son. Obey authority. Oh, son. Obey the cops. Oh, son. Stop getting in trouble with the police. Oh, son. Obey your elders. Obey your elders. Obey authority. My mother and father constantly trying to teach me to obey authority. And in that moment, I hear her voice. And in that moment, I got to decide which one will be stronger, my ego or my submission. Right? I could flex in that moment and not obey the authority because my ego will be stronger than my logic, or I can submit and walk away with my life. And if I don't submit in that moment, man, I'm hurled into eternity by a cop's bullet.
Yeah.
And I know there's bad cops out there. We know that. We know there's cops who's evil. Man, there's evil people in every industry preaching all that stuff. But man, not every killing of a black man was because of a bad cop.
Facts.
Some of that is because we have not taught our children to be, watch, obedient to authority. That some of the stuff we bring upon ourselves when we provoke authority. And what the Lord is teaching us in this moment is to be model citizens that obey the laws of the land even when they hurt. Listen, after Jesus is resurrected, we see the evidence of this in the teachings of his followers. Romans chapter 13 and verse 1, the apostle Paul writes to a church he did not found. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities. Listen, be a model citizen. For there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed. And those who resist will incur what? Judgment. For the rulers are not a terror to those who have good conduct, but to those who are bad. Would you have no fear for the one who's in authority? Then do what is good. Be a model Christian, and you will receive his approval. For he is God's servant for your good. But if you do what is wrong, you better be afraid. Prison is coming. Jail is coming. A bullet is coming. A ticket is coming. The IRS is coming. Be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain. For he is the servant of God, an avenger man who carries out God's wrath on the wrongdoer. Therefore, one must be in subjection. Don't have a spirit of rebellion, not only to avoid God's wrath, but also for the sake of conscience. For because of this, you also pay taxes to the authorities and ministers of God, attending to this very thing. Pay to all what you owe them. If you have debt, pay it. Stop trying to carry debt to your grave.
What's the problem? Y'all are mad about the whole police statement that he made? It's true. Teach your kids to respect authority, or they won't get killed in the streets. More than half the time, it's because they were disrespectful and did not obey authority. That's over half the time. That's a hard fact and a hard truth. And over half the time, these kids don't even respect their parents. So why would they respect authority? They ain't taught that in the house, and they don't respect their own parents, so they not going to respect authority. Titus 3:1, put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, to obey magistrates, to be ready to every good work. 1 Peter 2:13, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers and for the praise of them that do well. Do y'all see the instructions for obeying the law? Y'all probably don't, because y'all believe that the law of God is done away with. Y'all preach and teach that. We ain't even got to obey God's laws. So I know good and well y'all believe we ain't got to obey the laws of the land. If you believe that we got to obey the laws of the land and not the laws of God, then you are confused. Ecclesiastes 7:17, be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? So if you in a situation with the police and he tell you to do something, whatever it is, your best bet for your life is to do what the officer asks you to do. All that back talking and all of that, it ain't gonna get you nowhere. Why should you die before your time? Once again, Philip Anthony Mitchell's in the book. How y'all mad at that? Y'all don't like the scriptures.